See, it's on top of me.
Mayor Nail, we're
Yes.
live on the back of the fire truck.
We are.
This is quite a tour you've got going here. Nice hat, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Where are we at now?
Well, we're in front of the Burkhart house, and we're on our fire truck tour. I think this is last for the day.
Let's hear what they had to say.
In 1904, it was a 3-story house with 12 bedrooms and an attic.
Carl remodeled this house many times. He changed the bricks in this house. He refurnished the porch and built these columns you see here today.
Most of the windows that are still in the house today were the original windows from when we built the house. And the staircase and stairs on the inside is the original oak.
Upstairs we have a winding room, and that is for our children who are newlyweds, and they just live there after they get married.
There's been 3 generations of the Burkharts live in this house. We've played a pretty big role in the community of Hanceville. We've owned many businesses, including the drugstore on the corner, which we eventually sold to our son, Carly.
As you can see, our family is very big. We have 10 children, but fortunately 2 of them passed away.
Our daughter Edith married Jim McNutt that you met earlier.
Over here we have our 2 sons, Albert and George, and then they built those 2 houses over there to the right of us.
And that concludes your stop with us. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Now we're going down to the Burkhart Costello house. You need to do a selfie with that tent. Turn around, show everybody you're hanging on the back of the fire truck.
No, nobody cares about me. I'm not pretty like you are, man.
Yeah, right.
Okay. My name is George Burkhart, and this is my wife, Clara May.
Hi,
We've been married since November 17th, 1934, and originally we moved into the waiting rooms in the Burkhart home.
5 years after being married, we moved next door with our son George Jr. on December 20th. We had the house built by Hereford Building Company in 1939. There are 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, living room, a dining room, a den, a breakfast room, and a full basement.
The cost of building this house with the hardwood floor and the central heat was approximately $12,000, and the land was given to me by my mother, Emma Burkhart.
I was employed at Coleman County School System for 36 years, 31 of which were at Hanceville. And y'all see me later down at the tour, so check me out at the elementary.
And I worked in a construction business owned by my parents.
In 1998, I sold our house to Ted and Deborah Dial. They refurnished most of the house. Mr. and Mrs. Dial owned the home until 2009 until it was purchased by Dan and Leah Costello.
That is all.
Enjoy the rest of the tour, guys. Thank you for coming.
Let's see if we can get ahead and talk to George here. And what we've got here in Hanceville is a historic tour situation where the mayor's taking groups around the vintage fire truck. We've got students from the high school, I believe from Wallace State, who are involved in being actors, who are playing roles of former members of the Hanceville community. This is George. We've seen him before. He's the smart man. He's going to...
This right here is the fire chief.
Are you the original fire chief in Hanceville?
No. I was started out and I moved down here from Denver. And Pedro Harper was the fire chief. And I went into a business down there across from where the old Texaco station used to be, or the 76 station. And I opened a business. Well, when Pedro Harper was the chief, he died. And the city come to me and talked me into being the fire chief.
How long were you the fire chief? I didn't know all this.
15 years.
How about that? Who took over for you?
Frankie Shedd.
Frankie Shedd.
Yeah.
I've heard his name.
And Shorty Nails.
We got listen to Mr. Burkhart here. We're back.
I'd like to tell you about the land. My dad bought this very land in 1907, and in the same year he built his house down there. And in 1949, my wife and I built this house. I married my wife, Betty Shepard, in 1927. She was a teacher at the Hanceville Elementary School down there. I'll tell you about some things I also did. I also served as mayor of Hanceville in the late 1940s and early 1950s. Now the reason it's called the Burkhart Wilson home is because Charles and Barbara Wilson bought and restored the home in 1991 and still live here today. The person who designed the home was Darcy Tatum, who designed the clock at the Birmingham Botanical Gardens and designed the house. There you go.
If y'all noticed, he was bragging about being mayor, but he forgot about I was the founder. He couldn't be the mayor if I didn't found him. Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, on the right, of course, you know this is the Lutheran Church. The middle building is one of the original authentic building. It was not originally built there. It was moved there at a later date. Our next stop is going to be the Hanceville Elementary School. This is the oldest building in Coleman County that is still actively serving as an educational building for the Coleman County school system. When I started school here in 1969, I thought it was an old building then, and actually it was, but it's really an old building now.
Yes, it is.
Well, our folks have left.
They're playing hooky, Mayor.
They're playing hooky. Yes, we'll have to give them a bad grade for that. Okay, so we're going to go on, and I'm going to give you a bit of history while we go. One thing I want to tell y'all about, which is kind of comical, this fire truck right here was Hanceville's first personal fire truck. It is a 1949 Chevy. I found this truck about 3 years ago in Jones Chapel, Alabama. And Jones Chapel Fire Department was good enough to donate that back to the city of Hanceville. So we're proud of that. But a bit of history before that, when Hanceville got this truck in 1949, my uncle Al Snell was the fire chief. They got a fire at Johnson's Crossing. They jumped in their new, shiny 1949 model fire truck, screaming up the road to Johnson's Crossing to put the car out. They get up there, they turn the pump on, no water. They turn the pump on, no water. They got so excited about having a new fire truck that they had no water and the car burned up. That's a true story. Now prior to that, Hanceville had a hose that was on a wagon and a nozzle. We actually didn't have the nozzle. But if you lived close to a fire hydrant, you was in pretty good shape because they could put the hose and the nozzle to that fire hydrant and put your house out. If you didn't live close to a fire hydrant, you know your house was burned. So we're coming up on L&N Depot here in Stepville. You know, Stepville used to be its own incorporated town before it came in with Hanceville. But my sisters tell me I got to be careful because they'll see this broadcast on Facebook. But they tell me that when they were small, they actually came here to the depot and they paid 50 cents and they could ride the train to Coleman.
Wow.
Would that not be something today? To come up here, get on the train and go to Birmingham, Nashville, wherever you're going.
Yes,
It'd be great. This was the second building here. The first building burnt. If you go in Luna's Barbecue, you'll see a picture of the original building. Now, this here on the right is the old potato house. Back through the
old potato house.
And the farmers would come here and store their goods, and when they got ready to send it off to the market, they would take it over to the depot and put it on the train. So it went straight to the market from Hanceville, Alabama on the train. So I thought that was pretty cool. One other thing I want to tell you about the railroad. In Hanceville, the railroad track used to come down 31 Highway. It wasn't over here. And the town asked the railroad to move it out of the middle of town, so they moved it over here. So there actually used to be a depot, and the railroad track went right down to the middle of Hanceville, right on 31 Highway. Now here on our right is our civic center. A few have whatever activity. The Methodist church here on the right, an old church, a lot of rock, really a beautiful architecture building there. To the right, really has served the city great, and they have a lot of great activities there. So we just want to say thank y'all so much for supporting Mud Creek. All this money that we raise here goes to the school arts program, so that's really big. And we also want to say that we've worked really hard to get the downtown businesses up and going. And I think you can see that there's a difference just in the last several months. In the next few months, we'll have a lot more coming out. So, okay, well, I got to let somebody out. So this is what I want to ask y'all. I know you ladies love Wally World, and everybody loves to go to Wally World, but please support your old downtowns, because if you don't, they'll dry up and die. And that's the only way. If you want to see this downtown to have businesses, you got to spend some money there. And so please remember that, and please, when possible, spend your money here in town, because it helps all of our businesses. So we really appreciate that. So, hope everybody's having fun. Anybody got any questions? Now, for all you kids, need to get mom, dad, or whoever you're with to take you over to the fire station. And I'm not sure if they're over there right now, but we have a slide over there, and you can go down this. We don't have a pole, we have a slide. So you can go over there and go down that slide. It is really cool. So we're probably one of the only fire stations in North Alabama that has a slide. We don't have a pole. So it's pretty unique. And we call it the Red Rocket because it came from Redstone Arsenal, that slide did, and because it's so fast, that's why we named it the Red Rocket. So the Red Rocket because it comes from up at NASA, their area, and because it's so fast. So I think y'all really love that.
All right, I'm getting up in the front seat with Captain Jacob Hudson, trying to avoid the wind noise that bothered us when, Jacob, you were going about 80 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. No, you weren't doing that, but it was windy.
No, sir, I believe the top speed on this thing is going to be about 37.
37. All right, well, let's see how fast we can get it up to it. Probably take about 20 seconds. This is the original equipment, isn't it, inside the old fire truck? There's Mayor Nail. He's back there just still talking. So we're on the historic tour in downtown Hanceville. Kenneth Nail's in the back of the fire truck with pretty much a full house in the back there. We've got Captain Jacob Hudson, who is operating this old vintage vehicle. It's a 1949 Chevrolet. For those who tuned in late or didn't hear, this was a brand new fire truck back around 1950, and it was called to Jones Chapel to put out a fire. It's one of its first calls. And they got up there and couldn't get any water to come out of it, and they realized, hey, we forgot to put water in it. And so that was its ignominious first start. So, Jacob, you've been driving this pretty much all day, huh?
Yes, sir, Tim.
You pay extra for this sort of thing. I love it. So what have you picked up on your time as the historic tour guide?
Well, Tim, I'm really not able to hear anything that's getting said by any of the people we're stopping at, but I can tell you that this 1950s model lets off some nice gasoline fumes.
Yeah, you can smell it coming right up the floorboard. I think that the carbon monoxide level is higher than in most cars. You like to run that siren. There's the festival itself out the right side. And there's your fire station, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
That's a beautiful facility, isn't it?
Thank you. We're proud of it. We were very glad in 2012, I believe it was, when the city council and mayor were able to build that station for us, and we tried to take good care of it.
Now we're going to wheel around here onto Highway 31. I think we do a drop-off right in front of Hanceville Drug Company, do we not?
Yes, sir. That's the last stop on this tour. It is right in front of the old Hanceville Drug Store.
A lot of traffic out here. It's almost like there's a wreck on 65 and they're detouring.
I've been wondering that all day, but I haven't heard.
I think they're just trying to get in here to the Mud Creek Festival.
That could be it too, Tim. There's been a lot of people here today.
You have been super busy, that's for sure. Now, you probably have had time to check out the food vendors, but have you heard who's the good food vendor this year?
I have not.
I'll have to find that out for myself then. They just keep coming. It's not normally this busy. There's a good Samaritan.
The C Street Cafe has been wide open all day.
I bet you C Street has been busy. I didn't know they were open. I should have known that. And here's the iconic storefront area in Hanceville. And we're going to get out here at Hanceville Drug in just a moment. Somebody named Jackie Hudson just joined the broadcast. You have any idea who that might be?
Sounds like my wife.
It could be. All right, here we are. Thank you for the tour. I appreciate you driving. I think I got to do the handle on the outside here. Maybe
I may have to come let you out, Tim.
I think so. I think I'm trapped here in the vintage Hanceville fire truck.